Hi everyone, this is C. Welcome to my channel Minimal Chic SF, and today I have a comparison video for you. Today's video is on the Chanel Boy and the Pochette Metis. And before I dive into this video, I just want to preface it with all my opinions are my own. I always try to make these videos with the hope that if you're researching these bags that you find them useful. And I always try to make the bag that the video that if I were looking into buying these bags again, I wish that I had had access to. So I'm going to say I'm going to talk about a few things today. I'll talk about how I bought these bags, where they are in my lifestyle right now, dimensions, price, how to style these, what they hold. I do have stuff in these bags I will swap in for you. And then I'll give my ultimate recommendation. But I'm going to say if you're new to this channel, welcome. I make videos on fashion, sustainable luxury, minimalism, organization, and planning. So if you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing. And I would say please give this video a thumbs up. So let's talk about how I bought these. I have had both of these in my collections for years. And I want to say up front, this is unsponsored. These reviews are my own. So I'm just going to talk about facts here. I purchased this one from The Real in 2016 or 2017, and I paid around $3,000. I purchased this one in new condition from Fashionphile in about 2018, and I paid about $2,000. What will I say? This was actually my first luxury bag. When I was looking into buying luxury bags, I was debating between these two brands, and I had a friend who was very kind and suggested if I was going to spend over a certain dollar amount for buying, go with Louis or go with Chanel. And of course I had to be a big baller and I had to get Chanel. And I would say it's not because I was a big baller. It was because I felt at the time that Louis was much more carried around here in the Bay Area, and that Chanel was something that was still a little less popular. And I looked around for Chanel bags, and this is the one that I ended up settling with. Why I picked this one over Classic Flap for my first bag, I think it was because I did ask my mom, who's one of my fashion influences. She felt that the Classic Flap was a bit too mature for me, and she felt like this was something that I could grow into in my 20s and 30s and really appreciate. And I would say I still really love the classic lines on this one. With the Pochette Metis, it was super popular on YouTube. I would say it had its minute. Still has its minute, by the way. But I loved it. I thought that it was a more classic school bag. If I would say if I had had the funds in high school, who knows? Maybe that would have been my go-to in senior year. But I really loved it, and I acquired it. I had to sell, everybody's going to cringe when I say this. I sold a Chanel single flat bag, and I put part of the funds from that bag to this one. And I would say I sold the Chanel single flap, didn't keep this one because the Chanel single flap was in brown with gold hardware. And to be honest, it was the same dimensions as this one. I also didn't like the way the flap opened on the single one, it puckered, and that one, it made me cringe. So that's a bit of background on how I bought these bags. For the dimensions, I'm going to say right now, the Chanel this is in the old large size. So this one is bigger than the Pochette Metis. From what I can say from carrying and weight, if that's something for you or you're interested in, this is going to be a lighter bag. It's all canvas. This one is leather and it has a metal chain, which is quite weighty. I've had friends pick up the bag and say I've had a few friends complain about the weight on this one. Personally, I don't notice it, but I would say that might be something if you're looking into the weight of a bag, you might want to consider. So this one's bigger. It goes 11 by 8 by 8.3 by 4 inches wide. The Pochette and the strap drop is 21 inches if anybody wants to know. The Pochette Metis goes 9.8 by 7.5, and it runs 2.8 inches, and the strap is 18.9. And I would say that's why I made this comparison video. To me, they're close enough. In terms of fitting, this one has 3 pockets. And so you can see them right here. This one has 1 inner pocket and 1 zipper pocket on the inside. This one has a zipper pocket on the exterior. This does have an adjustable strap. This does not have an adjustable strap, but you can double it up quite easily. You cannot do the same for this one. I would say the strap right here. And I would say in terms of pricing, again, I paid more for this. It's an all leather bag. You're buying into Chanel. I think you just have to accept that you are going to have to swallow that price tag a bit. I will say in terms of resale value, this one, if you buy new in boutique, has gone up at least $150 since the time I bought it. The Chanel Boy, because I bought it used, I don't want to give numbers because I just don't think it's relevant or relatable, and I don't believe the Reverso model is still being sold. If it is, people, I would say, who are watching this, please feel free to correct me. I always appreciate information. It helps everybody in terms of researching. So that's a lot about the dimensions. And if you like this kind of video, I'd say please hit that like button. Now I'm going to talk about like dressy versus casual. I would say let's talk about what fits inside, and we'll talk about style and my ultimate recommendation. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to say, like, right now, this is fully in my bag, and I'll walk you through all of it. And then we'll stuff the Pochette Metis. So this is it. I have a bag organized in here because if I don't, I feel like for me, I'm not able to get the full use out of this bag. So I have my phone in here on top. I have a case that's comparable to the Minio case. Card keys. Hand sanitizer. Sunglasses. Key clay, 6-ring, and the key holder, or card holder, I should say. Sorry, it's been a long day. And I would say that's what fits inside. I can do a gloss over. I would say if you want a more in-depth review on the wear and tear on this, there's a video on my channel. Please check it out. But I carried her to death, still kind of do. I think she looks pretty good for her age. Okay. So that is the Chanel Boy. Pochette Metis, I would say I'm going to overstuff her just so you guys can see, or if you're curious. But phone, for me, always goes in the back. Sometimes I put in a card holder. And this has a pop socket on it, so it's going to probably cause it to bulge. But I'm going to put it on the interior pocket to see if that helps. Sunglasses would go here. You can stand them up, but I'd say it barely clears the bag. So I don't know that I recommend it, but to each their own. So I would stuff them like this. Card holder, or I would say key holder, I'm sorry. Card holder. If I wanted a case or a pouch, that would probably go back here. Hand sanitizer, card keys. You can close the bag, and you can see it's already kind of bulging. So that's what fits inside. If you had any questions, I would say, yeah, you can move it around. Like a coin purse would easily fit in here. So that's what fits in the Pochette Metis. What do I recommend for styling, or like for purchase, I should say? And let me fix the strap. Hold on. Okay. So if I were to buy both new today, what would I buy? Where would I buy? So when I was looking to book these bags, I wanted something that was a Chanel bag, that was more modern, that was more versatile. That was why I got this one. When I looked at the Pochette Metis, I really liked it because it was not as widely carried where I live, and I felt that it was like classic school bag. If I was like in high school and if I had had the funds, I probably would have loved to carry this like as a senior. I would say now that my tastes have evolved and changed and my needs have evolved and changed, I would say like even in a post-COVID world, like and I'm gonna be honest, I am considering selling and parting with this bag, and I would say I'm happy to get into it for this video for a few reasons. The biggest one is just like a security thing for me. Personally, like, you guys know I make an anonymous YouTube channel, and it's because, like, I would say it's like for a few reasons, but the biggest one is like I always am conscientious in being mindful of my surroundings. I live in a major metropolitan area. You just have to be. So I would say, like, as much as I love carrying around the Louis Vuitton, I do feel that it gets a lot more notice. And I received a lot of positive, overwhelming compliments. But I worry, like, I would say I always have to be a little bit more conscientious about where I carry this one and mindful of my surroundings. And I'm not saying that it's not a safe place to live in the Bay Area, but right now it's just, I personally, for me, don't like the attention. Number two, I don't like the use of the bag. I personally like a bag organizer, and although I could get one for this, I feel that it would, I would say, I feel like it would probably create unnecessary bulk in the bag. And given that this bag has defect issues or is known to have defect issues, it's a concern for me on the wearability of the bag. So it's like my tastes have changed. I don't get the full use out of it because I'm not able to like carry it around, or like I reach for other purses like this one that I know are tried and true. For me, it's like this is just sitting on the shelf, and I don't buy things for them to sit on the shelf. I like to get the use out of them, and that is why I'm considering parting with it. So I'd say if you're still interested in purchasing these bags, and again, do your own research, make sure what works for you. I would say, like, if you are fine with the attention, if you love Louis and you're a casual dresser, this would be a great bag for you. I really feel that as classic lines, that it'll be made with Louis for years to come. And I would say I'm more partial to the classic pieces than I am to like the one-off pieces. I love and appreciate, I want to say, like, capsule collections, but for me, I just want something that's classic that I can wear every day. For me, I didn't feel like I could really dress this up with the bag, or dress the bag up with like a nice dress. I felt like I could always dress up or dress down my Chanel bag. All contrasted, like, yes, you are paying double for this bag, but it is all leather. This one is now about $1,000 less, and it's canvas. And it's, you always have to worry about the vachetta patining and being replaced and cracking, and the glazing cracking too. So I would say, like, those are all things that you might want to consider when looking into these bags. If I had to get both again, and I would say if I had to get the Chanel Boy again, I don't know that I would get that exact model. But I would say, like, at the time when I purchased, I don't think I could afford a chevron bag, like a Chanel Boy chevron. That is like one of my dream bags. I would say, like, in black and gold, but like, again, those are limited in availability, and like for what I have and what I use this, I'm pretty happy with having a black and gold Chanel bag. I do like also the fact that, like, I can pretty much turn the logo around. It's not as popular, and it's not as instantly recognizable as like a classic flap. So I would say, like, that's just something to keep in mind. If you like this video, I'm going to say, like, I would say, so, like, keep those in mind. That is my ultimate recommendation. If you have any questions or comments, please leave it down below. If I got anything wrong, I would say, for all the people who kindly correct me, I do appreciate it. So I'm going to say, please continue to give in information. It really helps with, like, all those people are researching, get the best information that they can. I'm going to say again, do your own research. Make sure that you do what's right for you. This is not purchasing advice and by any means. But if you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing. And I'm going to say, please hit like again. And I'm going to say thanks and have a good day. Bye-bye.